Welcome, dear viewers, to our channel. Today we will talk about the Palestinian Football Association's submission of a report to FIFA, calling for Israel to be held accountable. The Palestine Chronicle website published a report highlighting FIFA's call to expel Israel due to its violations of Palestinian sports rights, after the Palestinian Football Association submitted a report to FIFA calling for Israel to be held accountable for its discrimination and political interference in Palestinian sports since 2023. The report criticizes FIFA's double standards in dealing with geopolitical conflicts and questions its integrity when it comes to Israeli violations. The website said that FIFA President Gianni Infantino's rejection of calls for an immediate vote on expelling Israel from FIFA was a precursor to the FIFA Council meeting not reaching a positive decision. FIFA postponed the meeting until after the Paris Olympics, and then postponed it again after setting a final deadline of August 31, 2024, to submit additional documents to FIFA. This came after the Palestinian Football Association submitted a draft resolution to the FIFA Congress in Bangkok on May 17, 2024, calling for Israel to be held accountable for its violations of Palestinian sports. In early July 2024, Jibril Rajoub, president of the Palestinian Football Association, made the following statement on the association's website. A draft resolution was submitted to the FIFA Congress in the name of Palestinian sports to hold Israel accountable for its violations of Palestinian sports since October 7, 2023. We have been raising the same concerns with FIFA for 15 years, but unfortunately, we see every time that these concerns are repeatedly postponed from one Congress to another, and referred from one committee to another. Now, at a time when Palestinian football is facing an existential threat, just like our Palestinian people, FIFA must choose between being a passive spectator or upholding its core values and human rights commitments, and taking a firm stance and standing on the right side of history. According to the head of the Palestinian Football Association's legal team, Katarina Pietlovic, FIFA must either follow its basic system and human rights commitments or sacrifice its laws and legal goals to continue protecting Israel. In a report submitted by the human rights organization Fair Square to FIFA, the organization said it has multiple reasons to suspend or expel the Israeli Football Association, highlighting issues such as holding matches in occupied Palestinian territories, serious and systematic racial discrimination, political interference, the killing of Palestinian players, and the systematic destruction of Palestinian Football Association facilities, most of which predate the October 7, 2023, attack. The website confirmed that the truth is that FIFA is violating its own laws. Article 4.1 of the FIFA statute states that any form of discrimination against any country, person, or group of people is strictly prohibited and punishable by suspension or expulsion. According to Articles 72.1 and 2 of the FIFA statutes, players and teams affiliated with member associations or provisional members of confederations may not play matches or engage in sports contacts with players or teams not affiliated with member associations or provisional members of confederations without the approval of FIFA. Member associations and their affiliated clubs may not play on the territory of another member association without the latter's approval. FIFA sees its decision to expel Israel as a confrontation and challenge to the United States and the Israeli lobby. It is clear that FIFA is not ready for such a confrontation. It is obvious that FIFA is taking a risk that could bring it trouble, and may even shake the ground beneath its feet if it takes this initial decision. Instead of following its principles, FIFA prefers to conform to Western reality, where hypocrisy and double standards are a distinctive feature. The website pointed out that FIFA and Israel accuse the Palestinian Football Association of using sports for political purposes. First, sports and politics are inseparable, as there has always been a close connection between sports and the political and social events surrounding them, and sports play an important role in the public discourse surrounding politics as well. Second, this is an accusation based on hypocrisy alone, as both use it when it serves their interests, and criticize the Palestinian Football Association when it uses it in a way that harms their interests. In fact, FIFA's insistence on not expelling Israel is a political stance in itself. The Zionists were the first to make every effort to use sports for political and nationalist purposes, primarily. To conceal its true nature, the semi-military organization Batar, whose fans today chant, "Death to Arabs," during football matches, pretended to be a sports organization in the 1920s. During the 1936 Arab Revolt, Jewish sports teams maintained close ties with the British to crush the revolt. Several Jewish sports organizations also maintained strong ties with semi-military Zionist terrorist organizations, such as the Haganah, Irgun, Lehi, and Stern. The website added that Israel has destroyed the sports infrastructure in the Gaza Strip, killed over 300 athletes, and destroyed the cultural heritage of the entire sector, which seems a sufficient reason for sanctions. It is astonishing that FIFA took swift action against Russia during a short period without hesitation, while delaying the Palestinian Football Association's request and making excuses for the delay. FIFA's unconvincing excuses are nauseating and undermine the principles enshrined in the FIFA statutes, reflecting hypocrisy in its policy. Western media called for a boycott of the 2014 Winter Olympics in Sochi, claiming that Russia was persecuting homosexuals at the time. Russia and Belarus were also excluded from participating in the Paris Olympics due to the war in Ukraine. Only a limited number of individual athletes from both countries were exempted, provided they proved their neutrality on the war in Ukraine. Pressure was put on Olympic officials to prevent Russian and Belarusian athletes from participating in the 2024 Paris Olympics after accusing them of violating the rules of neutral competitors. At the same time, Israel sent a delegation of about 85 athletes to the Paris Olympics. According to reports, the delegation included the Israeli flag bearer who signed the bombs used in the military attack on the Gaza Strip. According to a report published by the Associated Press, International Olympic Committee President Thomas Bach said on March 6, 2024, that Israeli teams and athletes would be allowed to participate in the Paris Olympics. The website stated that this is the logic of double standards applied by the West in dealing with various issues around the world, and the past few months have witnessed this, especially when it comes to the genocide in Gaza. The Ukrainian flag can be raised in stadiums, but the Palestinian flag cannot. Russians can be sanctioned, but Israel cannot be punished. There is a growing sense of outrage across the Middle East and the world, not only due to the genocide in Palestine but also due to the West's blatant hypocrisy and double standards, as well as the complicity of most Arab regimes. Despite the West's boasts that it is a beacon of democracy and human rights, it has failed to prove this claim when it comes to Israel. This also applies to FIFA, leading to widespread skepticism about the credibility of Western policy. The West buries its head in the sand when it comes to Israel while ignoring international law. The most frustrating thing is that the West repeatedly claims that no one is above the law, but in reality, no one is above the law except Israel. The website clarified that the International Olympic Committee ignored the Palestinian Olympic Committee's request to rebuild the sports facilities destroyed by Israeli bombing in the Gaza Strip, contenting itself with expressing sympathy for the innocent victims of the conflict. This suggests that FIFA and the International Olympic Committee do not consider the occupation of Palestine or the ongoing genocide, but rather see it as a war between two equal parties. However, history will not forgive those who support Israel and ignore its brutality, and therefore, they must stop claiming to be advocates of democracy, human rights, equality, and other values associated with humanity. Thank you for following us. Don't forget to subscribe, share, and like.